haven't set up the Christmas tree, which I need to do. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'll do it right now. I did listen, everything in me was like, don't do it, but I did it, and I got a fake Christmas tree last year, and it's kind of ugly, but you know what, that's like part of the quirk and part of the cuteness, because I don't really want a baby tree. But when I did get a big tree, and Zoe and I, by Zoe and I mean Zoe, carried it in, it was just such a fucking bitch. Like, it was just such a bitch to get it up here. It was such a bitch to get it right up. Like, my apartment door is not close to where like the garage is. It's just a trek. And so I'm like, you know what, when I'm in a home or I'm in an apartment where the car is closer to the front door, then I will go back to my real Christmas trees. But for now, we're gonna do Mr. Fakey, and we're gonna put that tree there. And so I don't know if I'm gonna decorate it, but I kind of want to put it out. My back, side note, killing me. My back is killing me. If anybody on here is like a physical therapist or a trainer or something, I'm like, we know I've been on my strength training journey. I took a little bit of time off, and now I'm getting back into it. And I'm not like diving in, going super heavy, but I am like the type of person that if I'm gonna work out, like I just want to jump back in. I think that also means I need to strengthen my core, because I have heard that before from a Pilates teacher, where she was like, if your back is hurting, you need to strengthen your core. So maybe that's it. But if you know any like good back stretches, like lower back specifically, let a bitch know in the comments below. Today I've just decided was a wash of a day. I won't lie to you. I have like one more email that I need to send out, and I did some stuff this morning. Even the camera turned off and was like, yeah bitch, you're done. I'm so like not focused today. It's crazy. So I don't have any meetings tomorrow, and I'm just gonna make tomorrow the writing day, because I have a lot of writing to get done for the end of the week. Normally when I have days like this, I'm like forcing the shit out of it. It's 3:30 right now. I would like to go to the gym by 4:30, and then I have to shower and then head to Culver City for an event. I'm going to an event at a new acupuncture studio, and I'm really excited because we're gonna be learning all about acupressure and doing some ear seating, and it should be really beautiful. Let's do the bows. You know what I just thought of? Side note, my sister and I, every single year, we end up having to wrap all of the gifts for everybody, other than ourselves, of course. We usually do that the night before Christmas Eve or the morning of Christmas Eve, because we do a big party at my mom's house and our family comes, and while we don't open gifts, like my nuclear family, so it is still a nuclear family if your parents are divorced, whatever. Like my actual like mom, stepdad, my sister and I, like we don't open gifts on Christmas Eve, but we do exchange them with like my aunt and my uncle and my cousins, and then we open each other's gifts that night, if that makes sense. I don't know why I feel like English is just not making sense to me right now. And so my sister and I always end up having to wrap everything, and she's really good at wrapping gifts, and I remember I just was never very good at it. And then where I actually learned how to wrap gifts finally was back in 2018 when I was an assistant, because I would have to wrap my boss's Christmas gifts and or like anything that she was gifting to somebody that like needed wrapping, I would do it for her. And I remember the first time she ever asked me to do that, I was like, fuck, I don't know how to do this well. And I called my coworker into the conference room that I was taking over, and I was like, can you please teach me how to wrap a present, because I don't want to tell her that I don't want to do it. She showed me how, and now I know how to wrap gifts, and I wrap really cute little gifts. So thank you, Katie. She's the one that taught me.
I am packing my bags, I am leaving. Think I'm going to Paris or Rome. I gotta get out of this god-awful place that I used to call my home. Maybe I'm going to London, gotta find someplace new.
I need your interior design support. So I showed you Christmas tree is up. My little, what did I want to say, station, whatever, my little Wonderland moment is there. We still have to do the, oh my God, my brain today. We still have to do the ornaments on the tree, which I feel like we'll probably do tonight, question mark. Here's the question for you. Normally where this Christmas tree is, this is where I have my little stack of books, and it's next to the mirror, and I feel like it's a cute little vibe. But every year when I put up the Christmas tree, I put the books under the shelf. So they go right here, and please ignore my dying plant. Oh my God, I'm like, ignore all mess. This is what it looks like with the books under the bookcase, and I feel like it just looks way better over there. I also want to completely redo that bookcase, bookshelf, bookcase, whatever, because it's just time for a redecoration. Also, it haunts me to this day that it's not like 5 inches lower. It's too high up, but who cares? Anyway, I just think the books look better there because it's always this like awkward space. Normally I have this print like right there and the plant is like a little bit more pushed back, but I just feel like the books look better there, which means that I need something else here. So obviously you can't tell because there's a tree, but there's that print back there, and then I have this little mesita here. So I'm like, do I just get a stool maybe and put a plant, and maybe that one won't die? Probably will, but you know, I just feel like I have this quality where every inch of my apartment has to be filled with something. Like I wish that I was a little bit, I mean, I don't wish that I was more minimalist, who fucking cares? But I really do feel like every little inch of wall space has to be filled, especially just because the walls are so tall in this apartment that there's like so much white space already that I'm like, I would love to fill those little pockets. I just don't know what to put. So I'm like thinking maybe a stool. Maybe this will give me an excuse to go thrifting, which is something that like I say in theory I like to do and then I just never do. But there's so many good furniture warehouses in LA that I feel like I could go check out and see if I find something for that little space, because I just think the books look better back there. Fuck, this light is making me look crazy pale. I say as if I'm not so fucking pale. Anyway, I fear we've unlocked a new corner of the apartment. This has been a weird day. Hormones are crazy, and I also don't know if there are hormones or it's just like a reality, because what I'm about to tell you is really just the fucking reality of social media and of being a woman and of comparison and all of the things in between. And I also feel like I'm getting my period, but I'm also not sure. It's such a weird double-edged sword because I've never been more committed to the bit that is social media. And when I say to the bit, like I know it's not necessarily a bit, but it kind of is, because we're just like all sort of cogs in this machine, and half of it is like I love sharing my process and all of the stuff that, you know, I blab about on this channel, like why I'm on the internet to begin with. I don't know what happened to me in the last, I'm not kidding you, hour, but I was having a perfectly fine day. I was having a perfectly fine week. I've been motivated, inspired, going to the gym, whatever the fuck. And I don't know if I'm on TikTok too much or what it is, but I am just starting to compare myself way too much to other bitches on the internet, and it's not even career-wise anymore. And the career-wise part I can handle because it makes me work harder, and not like in a fucked up way necessarily, but it's the image part that starts to fuck with me, of when I'm comparing my body, or trigger warning, okay, for this conversation. And then that goes for me, it spirals into like comparing myself into what my closet should be looking like. I'm not sure if the pipeline is the same for other people, but oftentimes one of the things that I then do to cope with like these feelings of discomfort, especially when I'm like seeing someone in a really cute outfit, or I'm comparing my body to their body and they're wearing a certain thing, I then shop and spend money, because I'm like, if my closet looks a certain way, in my closet, I'll tell you, like, it's not where I want it to be, I think, for many different reasons, but especially like the body journey that I've gone on over the last couple of years, and just like the whatever, the mental game that's also been. I'm like, if my closet doesn't look a certain way, then I'm not gonna look like that person, or I'm not even gonna have the it's not even look like that person, it's like have the opportunity to look like that person. It's such a fucked up line of thinking, and I don't even want to go too deep in it because I just don't think it's necessarily helpful. But I just caught myself literally with like a cart on Revolve for like $900, and I was like, what the fuck are you what the fuck are you doing, bitch? Snap the fuck out of it. And this, by the way, is also another reason why I love YouTube, because I'm not on here to doom scroll. Like, I watch certain creators. I don't follow people on YouTube that I necessarily like compare myself to in a bad way, or in any way, to be honest. Like, it's more of escapism and inspiration and just like fun and cute vibes on here for me. And then even on Instagram, like, that's more curated than something like TikTok. Ignore this, please. That's more curated than something like TikTok, because Instagram, like, I'm actually actively choosing who I follow, and obviously on TikTok I choose who I follow, but I feel like I spend so much more time time on the explore page or whatever it's called rather than the followers page. And because it's such a discovery app, I'm getting thrown just like all of these different people. And then if I interact with one video, then my algorithm changes that. This is just like a really long-winded way of saying I need to figure out what to do, because I know that I can't take a break from social media because of work stuff, but I think I need to take a break from the scrolling. I'm doom scrolling way too much on TikTok in particular, and I am really starting to compare myself with people, and I fucking hate this feeling. And let me tell you, I hate the feeling of admitting it. I hate the fucking feeling of admitting it. Even talking to the camera about this, knowing that somebody is gonna see it, I'm like, they're gonna think I'm less confident, and that's gonna make me unattractive to them, because who wants to invest in somebody who is not confident in themselves? And like, I go through that whole pipeline, which is just like untrue. I don't know, I just am feeling a little bit poopy. And I had to get off my phone, and so I just figured, let me turn on the camera and just talk it out with the bitch in the viewfinder. Me, myself, and I over here. If you're feeling any sort of similar way, not me like trying to give advice here, what I'm like currently going through it, but just maybe I could be your little virtual accountability buddy, where we're choosing to take some time away from the doom scrolls, from the comparison game, because it's just unbelievable how in 1 second it can flip when you let it. And that's the key, and that's the piece that I'm like really trying to work on, because sometimes it really doesn't bother me like at all. Like, I would consider myself a pretty confident person, and shit just like doesn't bug me. And then I spend too much time on the fucking internet, and I'm like, how could it not, if all the content I'm being served is just like, anyway, clearly there's some internal work to be done here. I'm getting comfy cozy on the couch. I'm about to go make myself my second cup of coffee for the day, which I try not to do, but as you can tell by the lighting, it's gloomy as fuck outside today. I just filmed a how I'm setting myself up for success in the new year video that's going to be going up next week, so really excited about that. I definitely talked for a really long fucking time, so hopefully, sorry, I'm trying not to move too much, so hopefully it's not unbearable and actually made some sort of sense, because sometimes I just talk and I have things planned in my brain, and then I'm like, was that helpful at all? Anyway, I just wanted to come on here and say hello and sign off today's vlog. I was in a weird mood yesterday. Weird mood. I filmed an entire clip, which if it made it into the vlog, I definitely didn't want it to be the way that I ended the vlog, because my vibe was in hell. So we're feeling better today. The power of just a mind shift. Honestly, I went to the gym last night and it helped sort of snap me out of it / got off my phone for a bit, recentered, and just remembered who the fuck I am, and that I don't need to be constantly looking left, right, and everywhere else, other than just like, stay in your lane, bitch, stay in your lane, do your part, do what you gotta do. I wanted to include the clip, as brutal as it fucking was, because it's just the reality, and yeah, that's just how the fuck I was feeling yesterday. So on that note, thank you guys so much as always for watching my videos, for tuning in. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. So happy to have you. If you are a silent watcher but don't subscribe, hi, subscribe. It would help me out. I would really appreciate it. I always love reading your guys' comments down below. Leave me a like. Leave me a like. Is that how you say it? I don't know. You know what to do. Follow me on Instagram. All my links are always, my Instagram, my newsletter, my TikTok, all my links are always in the show notes. Not show notes. Oh my God. In the description box below. And my camera light is flashing, flickering. Okay, I'm talking for way too long. Goodbye. Thanks for watching today's video. Un abrazo. Ciao, Pascal.